So many of you weeks ago were caught in the holiday flightmare with flights canceled or delayed. The whole ordeal shows that America is short on pilots. To meet the growing need right by the airport, a brand new state-of-the-art training center opened up to help thousands of pilots take to the skies.
South diagonal runway at Vegas.
19 right.
What's my airspeed?
120.
Pilot Jim Chittenden is training to fly this jet in and out of Las Vegas's skyline. But he's not at the airport. He's inside a flight simulator. The technology mimics plane functions, replicates real airport runways and real-world scenarios so vividly, it's approved by the FAA. In CAE's brand new 50,000 square foot facility right by Harry Reid Airport, there are 8 different simulators for 8 different kinds of planes. CAE chose to open a training center in Las Vegas to meet the nation's urgent demand for commercial and business jet pilots.
We can train upwards of 2,500 pilots a year. The thing that happened during the pandemic was that some people chose to fly private, and what that resulted in was a further more demand in the need for pilots in the business jet side.
The center is so close to Harry Reid, pilots can get off work and come here to train on a brand new aircraft. Then they're ready to take on more jobs to fly different planes. Pilots are also federally required to complete annual simulator training.
Vegas is a very strategic location, so it's very easy for pilots to get in and out of Las Vegas. There is a great access to talent pool of people to hire from.
To keep a training center up and running, CAE also hires instructors, aircraft technicians, and engineers. The company says veterans are a great talent pool to find already skilled workers like Jim.
I retired from the Air Force, and I was very attracted to CAE because it's a high-tech company, and one of our customers in the Defense and Security Group is the United States Air Force. And most veterans have a passion to serve.
CAE says in their Vegas location, more than half their workers are veterans. It's hired more than 70 people so far and plans to hire at least 2 dozen more.